Hey, everybody. Welcome to Board Breaks. Tuesday night Facebook claim 32 boxes, 31 on Thursday. So this is the good stuff, getting down to 30 and 29 on Sunday. This is going to be fun from here on out for everybody. So here we go. Welcome. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? The NHL is giving us everything we possibly could ask for. We had two of the craziest back-to-back game sevens, and now it was a pretty mediocre game yesterday until Florida decided to get their act together and made it a lot closer. Though Toronto managed to hold on, though they did lose their goalie, so that series could be a bit crazy going forward. And tonight, man, two of the best teams in the East I felt all year long. Obviously, they have to face each other in the conference semifinals, and it's 1-1 the third. Both these teams are absolutely almost not quite perfect, but for the current NHL and the current playoffs, both these teams are built to last. Obviously, they have goaltending, which is going to be huge. Obviously, Logan Thompson's looked amazing. Like I said, they're both real good teams. They got depth. They got veteran leadership. They got coaching behind the bench. They got everything on these teams you could need for playoff. To go deep runs in the playoffs. Both these teams are real good. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams wins this series. I wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams represents the East, because I think they're both better than Florida and Toronto as far as playoff ready. Obviously, Toronto is on a high. Obviously, they won first round and they won game one, but they lost the goalie. And Marner. Nylander had a good game one. You need Matthews to start scoring. That team needs their biggies to score. Every team needs their top players to score, but they're so top heavy in Toronto that Florida chip away at them yesterday. You got to put your boot on the throat in the playoffs. Florida's tried and true, tested. They've been to the finals and lost. They've been to the finals and win. They're ready to make another run this year. So we'll see if Toronto can keep it up for game two. Obviously, this Carolina-Washington series is all about everything you want in the playoff series. And then obviously we have Vegas and Edmonton. Edmonton got themselves off the mat and took out the Kings. Vegas, I think, is one of those teams that I feel is ready to make a deep run again. Obviously, they will have a cup under their belt, and they got some solid veterans that have done it with them before. They got contributing role players. They're a tough team. So we'll see as we go. Like I said, we'll see who wants to stop by for the break tonight. Let you guys come in here. Like I said, 32 boxes. We had most of the spots got snatched up pretty quickly today. I think we only about 9 or 10 people. Obviously, we don't have our weekend Sunday people, but you guys did a good job of grabbing all the spots. A couple one spotters. I think at least one spotter. I'd like to welcome Jonathan R. from over at Big Al's. He grabbed a spot tonight. He's in it to win it. Obviously, everybody else has got multiples, I think. Jason R. is back with his Leafs. Steve S. with his Isles. Mike H. Derek has got some spots. He's on a heater. He's will now hit 4 jerseys in 5 breaks. He's absolutely on fire. We'll see if you guys can knock him off his perch here. And then we slowed up a little bit over a Big House, but he's on fire. Let me see. We got, obviously Ron's closed us out with a bunch of spots. So Ron came in and swooped up at the end and grabbed the last 8 spots. We'll see if that holds out. Obviously, it's a quarter of the break. Ron swooped in and grabbed the unclaimed spots. He likes to have the closer mojo. So we'll see if that continues. He's got a quarter of the spots tonight. Thomas M's got a couple. CK's got a couple. Am I missing anybody? Let me see if everybody else. I think that's everybody else. Think so. I think it's everybody. Big Al, Derek, Ron, Steve S, Jason R, Mike H, Thomas M, Jonathan R, CK. I think that's everybody. So all 32 spots are claimed. Thank you very much, guys, for the quick payments. Selling up makes it easier on me when I don't have to worry about chasing down anybody or even after the break. So obviously, one box tonight. Of course, then I'll delete the jersey that hits from the spot price preview list, and I'll throw that back up this evening. Of course, I'll end the spot that just started. They went live already on eBay for Sunday, the double box. So make sure you guys get over to eBay and get your place bids in, and definitely get your likes and your watches, and so you guys get back to them on Sunday. I don't want anybody to miss out, especially when we get down to the 20s. 1 in 30, 1 in 29 will be our box odds on Sunday. So when you get to the 20s, I hate to see anybody missing their targets. Obviously, I don't want anybody to miss head-to-head battles for spots, but it gets pretty feisty down towards the end. And like I said, we have some people just show up on Sundays as opposed to doing the Facebook stuff. So definitely get ready. I would say we're looking good here. I've been able to grab a couple jerseys for the next reload, so I'm working on my end, getting that ready. I think everything's in the house. I don't know, maybe I have one more jersey that's not in here yet, but I do have some stuff, backups of stuff that's in boxes still. So you guys, if the randomizer can help me out, and we'll hit some of those, so I can have some of the backup alternate jerseys available to fill in. But like I said, it's I like the odds like this. Once you get down under 30, it's absolutely crazy. You're not going to find much better breakers with fully licensed, legit COAs, the majority, and obviously, they're vetted by me. Some are straight from the PC. Actually, I get to look over my PC. Is there anything I can shave off for this next read that I haven't really done a deep dive on it yet? But I was actually feeling pretty good where the PC is now. I haven't added anything recently, but of course, when I do, I always have to. There's a little attrition. I gotta shave something off here and there. I got a couple like an eye that I can always remove, but I said I try to keep it pretty comfortable where I got. So I like all the jerseys in the PC. I haven't decided to have to move anything yet, but I got some really nice stuff I can make available for you guys, depending on how I feel. But like I said, you guys are all building some pretty good PCs yourself. I like to think I have a good helping hand for that. Looking at some of the stats, like I said, we're at box 437 tonight. 437, 458 jerseys we've hit in just my boxes, not counting the third-party stuff. And you guys some of the people are starting to pile up the stats. Obviously, Derek's gotten to over 20, and who else? Ty is just about, he's at 19. So some of you guys are doing well. Ron hit recently, so he's doing well. He's still in third. Obviously, we got CK in second and Big Al in first. Mike H there in fourth, comfortably. Like I said, it's not a lot of movement, but some of you guys have been pretty dedicated. We're still to see if some of the people in the 7, 8, 9 wants to start making runs. Like I said, most of you guys are pretty active. A couple people that are no longer active that you don't have to worry about them moving up unless they come back. But like I said, I don't begrudge anybody if they take breaks or if they just give it up completely. But like I said, we're welcoming all diehard hockey fans here. And like I said, I do my part to try to get stuff that's more chasing for you guys. You guys do your part by, being regular and coming back and enjoying the breaks. Nobody likes to lose. Of course, everybody loves to hit. And I feel, I've been there many, many moons, many, many breaks, building my PC, as well as other ways too. I've been on eBay. You guys know my eBay ID and ranking is quite high. So I've built my collection through various ways, different websites, Facebook pages, different groups, many, many breaks like these, which I don't have an availability to me as of right now. A couple different spots. Make sure you get over to Big Al. He's got a couple more. I think he's got 4 or 5 East Coast boxes left from this series. I didn't grab any, unfortunately. I snoozed a little bit on that one, but he does have 4 more. He's only hit, I think 2 or 3 from the pictured headliners. So he still has a decent. Maybe he's only at 2. I think, like I said, and obviously the biggies, the Ovechkin, and the McDavid are community hits. So obviously, if he only has, depending on how many spots he has, if you have a spot, you have a 1 in that many chances of hitting the Ovechkin or the or the McDavid if it hits. I think that was the case. What was the big one that hit there? I don't remember who it was. Was it Ovechkin last series? I think he hit the Ovechkin. I was in the break, but I did not win that one. I hit the Ovechkin with a claim spot in the series prior, but the Ovechkin in this series is a community. So we'll see. Like I said, I believe it's the same one that actually hit. So if I'm lucky or if unlucky, I mean, Ovechkin hits, maybe I'll hit that. But we'll see. Maybe it'll end up here if that's the case, if I hit another one. So we'll see. I'm always looking to get good stuff for you guys. So that's, about half the spots I get over there are addressed to eventually get to one of these boxes. I do have a spot I was claimed for my PC. Of course, everything else I'm willing to let go to the boxes. It's just another way of shopping on my end. Just, I've been a little lucky over there. I've hit semi recently, but definitely looking to hit again. So we'll see. That's tomorrow night over at Big Al's. Make sure you take your time out. I know a lot of you guys are football nuts, so you get over there for your full sizes and whatever other breaks he has. But definitely make sure you stop by Big Al's. Big Al is out in Forston Day. He's out all the older spots, and then he's got a couple in each of the. Does he have the last two breaks? No, he's got a couple in the most recent reloads. So Big Al's got skin in the game tonight. We'll see if he can not add another notch to his win column. The rest of you guys, you have the last. Basically, the last four breaks to divide up. Big Al's got both the spots from last year and then the spot from January. The rest of you guys have the spots from February, March, and then there's 10 from April, and then I think 13 from this last reload still. We had 16, we've had 3 so far. So let's get going. We got good games tonight. Obviously, we got one more game late. Maybe we'll get to that one. Let's see. I don't think anybody's watching it. Is the other game? Let me get the score up. It was 1-1. I wanted to see if anybody took a lead in that one because that was headed towards overtime. Just less than a minute to go in that game. I'm not watching it, but I will watch the overtime if it lasts after we break here. That was fantastic the other night. Seeing, just going live right after it was tied up. And then, a little bit into overtime, I was able to get our break completed, and then I was able to watch the win live, which is insanity. So that was amazing to see for Winnipeg. Still, that's not a team I got to root for going forward. We'll see if they're able to survive in the next rounds. I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to move forward, but you get tried and tested like that. Sometimes that's what you need. Obviously, they need Hellebuck to be visitor form. He's dropped the puck a bit in the playoffs and over his career, and obviously this is his third Vezina now. Almost a lock to win that, and they haven't had any playoff success. Not all his fault, but at the same time, your goalie's got to be your best player at times, especially on the PKs. And he hasn't risen above. Gave up a couple kind of softies the other day to have them down 2-0, and obviously the team rallied back to win that series. But we'll see. He needs to change it up for the second round, but we'll see how that goes. So let's get going here, and let's get ready for the one box tonight. So here we are. Let's get got our list here. Obviously, let me get my randoms up and my dice up. Okay, here we go. Let's get this going. I want everybody to wait around. We got games to watch tonight. So here we go. Okay, of course, we always do 5 or more on our dice roll. Obviously, our boxes are in order from the runs. We have 13 from this last reload. We get 93. That was the last box in the run, and that's been hit. We've hit 3 from that run. We have 10 from the run prior. And then we have 2 runs of 3, and then 3 single boxes from the runs. 63-26. Those are actually big hours, though. So if those hit, we kind of know who's going to hit. So here we go. He just happened to claim all the oldest spots tonight. But the other 2 runs of 3 have a bunch of different people. So we'll see. So like I said, I'm not rooting for or against anybody. It's nice to see the old stuff come out, but it's really fun to see some of this new stuff because you guys are chasing it pretty good. So I appreciate that. And we'll see, obviously, for Thursday and then the double box on Sunday. So let's get to going. Let's do it. 5 or more in our dice roll. See how many times we're going to random our lists. 8 times. There we go. 8 times, guys. Let's do it. See what box we're going to open. 8 times it is. 32 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the box we're going to open tonight is going to be, good luck everybody, box number 70. 70. 70 is I don't know what 70 is. 70 is one of the last 2 reloads. Probably the reload before. 32 boxes. 70. 8 times. 70 it is. 70, guys. See what we got. Okay. Okay. Where's my list? Let me make my internal notations. Box 70. Box 70 it is. Box 70. My list of winners. Box 70. Okay. Box 70. Oh, box 70 is on the top of the right column. Box 70 it is. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, we got some good stuff. Stuff's been chasing. We'll see what comes out. Box 70. Good luck. Box 70. Box 70. Box 70 will be. Oh, it goes to a fan. I know that for a fact. There he goes. Box 70 gives us the captain of the New York Islanders. What an unbelievable year. Most of us don't watch the Islanders games. But Anders Lee. He's not a European. Anders Lee, New York Islanders, autographed Reebok jersey. Back when AG Sports put the cards in the bags, which they don't do anymore. Just straight stickers now. So there we go. Anders Lee, Reebok, New York Islanders. Here it is. And this is obviously Reebok from early in his career. No C on the front. I don't know if he wore an A, but Anders Lee, there it is. There it is. To celebrate the #1 overall draft pick, we hit the New York Islanders the first night after the draft lottery. It's an Islander kind of week. There you go, Steve. Anders Lee, captain of the Isle, had a fantastic year, obviously, as they try to rebuild themselves back into a playoff team. They weren't a million miles off because they moved up quite far in the lottery and they were able to secure the #1 overall pick. Very, very nice. Congratulations. And yes, of course, that goes to Steve S., our resident Isles fan. Big time hit. There you go, Steve. What are you feeling for your first overall pick? You going with Schaefer, the defenseman, or are you going to go with Misa, 60-goal scorer? I don't know what they should lean towards. I'm thinking. I don't know. I mean, they got Dobson, and I don't think Schaefer is quite Dobson. I don't think he's a little bit different player. They're hoping he's going to be more like Pietrangelo or Josi, one of those dominant all situation defenseman. Dobson's not quite that. He's more of a power play kind of. He's a good defenseman all around, but you want Misa, so you want the 60-goal scorer. I don't blame you. I think Misa is. I mean, he's been on fire, and like I said, he just kept pumping in goals. I'm thinking he got over 60. I'm thinking that's the kind of player you don't want to give up. I don't know. Like I said, I heard, somebody might have said Stamkos. I don't believe that. I don't think he's quite that player, but he's definitely a gifted goal scorer. He shoots and it goes in. You get 60 goals on any level, and he re-signed to, Tony D. Tony D was serviceable. He actually, at times he was their best defenseman on the ice. So, I mean, I think if you're willing to be okay with somebody that's a little bit sketchy on the personality side, I mean, you sign him. I'm not saying Tony D's your long-term, reason for defense, but if you're going to bring in Schaefer, I mean, the kid's like 19. I mean, he's not like, or maybe he might be younger than that. So like, you're bringing in a guy that's not close to being a dominant NHL defenseman, even if he becomes one. Like I said, if he, best case scenario, he becomes like a Josie or a Petrangelo. He's not a McCarr or Quinn Hughes or one of those type players. He's more of like a all situations, kind of like the future captain of your team. And he has offensive skills, and he definitely can play defense, and he's going to make a team happy. And it's probably going to be the Sharks, because I think the Owls probably go with Misa. I'm not, and like, it's a shame because Higgins is the local kid. I mean, obviously he's a lifelong Islander fan, growing up in the area, and Higgins is probably going to go probably in the 3, 4, 5, maybe. Like I said, he's a talented player, and he's going to go high. So unless the Islanders trade back to get more picks and Higgins, which I wouldn't be against the idea. Like I said, if you're not ready to make the run right now and you want to bring in Higgins, like I said, I mean, that's I understand that, especially since they don't really have a general manager as of now. I mean, they're still kind of working through the front office things, and we'll see. Like I said, I mean, I think Anders Lee had a great year this year. Barzal was banged up. Dobson came on strong. He was weak early and didn't have good numbers early, but Horvat, I loved Horvat. I think he had a great year. I said, I mean, like I said, they had to move Nelson. I mean, they have pieces, and it's just, I mean, their pipeline's a little thin. I don't think they have a lot of high end superstars on the edge. So getting the first overall pick, whether it's Misa or Schaefer, I think you got some great other players. I think Mortone and Lundell, there's some good players in the top 5 or 6, but I think Misa or Lee, Misa or Schaefer is their decision. So if they're going to go to blue liner, like I said, if they think he's going to be a next Potvin, he's not Potvin, obviously, but if he's going to be, I mean, I don't want him to be like the next Wade Redden. You don't want somebody that's you're looking at, even if you look at Buffalo's number ones, Buffalo's number ones, you have Darlene, which I don't think he is. He's not that kind of physical player. Doesn't have that size. He might be Owen Power, but Owen Power, do you need Owen? I mean, every team kind of needs an Owen Power, but if you're the number 1 overall pick and you haven't been there in a while, I think you got to go with Misa. I think it'd be a shame if Misa isn't the number 1 pick. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that Schaefer's an injury issue. He's not a Band-Aid boy, but he was hurt most of the year. Like he was great out of the box, and they anointed him the number 1, the top player in the draft, and he didn't play the rest of the year. So he's young and he's still going to develop, and I think he's going to be a good player in the NHL. He might be the best defenseman in this draft. We'll see how it turns out, 3, 4 years from now. But Misa's the guy and he's not one of these quirky QMJHLers who screws like 85 goals and they don't play defense. Like Misa is, I think that's who you got to go with. So they got my vote for Misa. I wouldn't be surprised if they take Schaefer. NHL GMs tend to go with the almost guaranteed, 10, 12, 15-year defenseman that plays all situations. I mean, you don't find them on the rocks. So it's not a shame if they take Schaefer, because if he does become the Yossi for the Islanders in the future, or the Petrangelo, if he does become that player, I mean, you can't begrudge them passing on a player like Misa. But I say go Misa. I'm with you. Oh, so we got overtime. We got overtime tonight, and then we got the late game. So thank you much, everybody. Sorry for everybody that did not hit tonight's. I'll get the list back up for Thursday. Congratulations, Steve S. breaking a little bit of a cold streak he's been on. So the Islanders are back in. So now he's got some targets. So congratulations, Steve. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing everybody back here on Thursday nights. Enjoy the games tonight. We'll see what they got for us. Thank you much, guys. Waffleboard Breaks is out of here.